Ain't gonna lie to you guys, all these days of sitting home over the holidays are starting to drive me and Frank absolutely crazy. But we have a couple more days left in this year, and what that means to you is Remen Wholesale still has fantastic holiday pricing, December pricing, and if you're trying to lock a loan, you might want to consider these guys by clicking this banner right over there. And on with our story today. And by the way, the information from this was gleaned from an article put together by a group called Turner's Appraisal. So thank you very much for bringing this to our attention. And here's what's happening, guys. Starting January 26th, a small and rather unnoticed change has the possibility of upending some of your real estate and lending transactions. Now, of course, something new is always coming down the pipe, which seems to have the same possibility of upending your transactions, but this one, I gotta tell you, this one feels a little different. Check this out.
You're right, Brian. You're right about that one. Check it out, starting January 26th, which, by the way, is right around the corner. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac are gonna begin using collateral underwriting, which is a risk management tool to determine comps to be compared against the appraisals that you get on the houses, on the contracts you write, and for the loans on the homes that you're making. Sounds benign enough, but it's not.
In case that didn't make a whole bunch of sense to you, let us explain this. In short, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac's collateral underwriting will provide up to 20 additional comps to be used against the appraisals that you guys have that are put into an algorithm to determine the risk of the comps on your appraisals.
And you can bet that the lower the value on the comp, the lower the risk of that comp.
So let us give you a working model here. If you write a contract with a price of, say, $200,000, and you get an appraisal and the value comes in at $200,000, then the underwriter is going to look at it and write off on the appraisal. Congratulations, you've just passed the collateral component on your transaction, right?
Now the appraisal on your transaction goes into Fannie and Freddie's proprietary collateral underwriting software, where it will pull and rank up to 20 other comparables to determine if the comps on your appraisal are too risky. Now, say you get 3 or 4 or 6 comps that are deemed less risky than the comps that are on your appraisal. Then what happens?
Appraisers are just gonna love this one, guys, because the appraiser's then going to have to justify their comps against the CU comps. And if that doesn't work, then chances are you now have a new and lower adjusted value.
Thing is, even if the value does come in, how many more hours did the appraiser have to work on that individual appraisal? And what will it do for future costs to your clients on appraisals? Hello? They're gonna go up.
Well, can they go up is really the question Frank just asked, and really, if they don't go up, that just means appraisers have to do a whole bunch of additional work for free. Again, they're gonna love this. But the thing is, the CU software does not break down neighborhoods where you might have one great and higher cost neighborhood next to a less desirable, lower valued neighborhood. Meaning some of the comps that the appraisal may have to respond to are not relevant comps, yet they have the ability to derail your transactions.
Truth is, as it pertains to your transactions, specifically, nothing good can come from this because it'll either, 1, increase the time and cost by justifying other comparable sales, or 2, lower the appraised value and add time to your transactions as you try to negotiate a lower price, or 3, simply kill your transaction. That's it. So what's the upside to this whole thing? Why would they do this?
Well, this is simple. Think about this for a second here. For the past year, and as projected going forward by everybody, our housing market is slowing down. In some states, like in Texas, for example, home values have already gained everything back that they lost before the crash happened, and in other areas like California, we're just a mere 13% lower than where we were.
But keep in mind, unlike before the crash, the loans going against the homes are by and large fixed rate loans that keep many, like the self-employed, on the sidelines and have more rigid and tighter loan to value ratios than before.
Meaning with the loans that we're currently writing, it will be impossible for values to continue to climb to our pre-crash numbers. Buyers simply don't make enough money to qualify for the loans that are necessary to allow for home values to continue to escalate. So the housing market has to slow. That one, my friends, is an easy one to figure out.
And in a market where home values slow down, Fannie and Freddie get nervous about values that they may perceive that push the boundaries. no loans on high appraisals. That keeps it safe.
And this is the real stickler with this whole thing Fannie and Freddie are doing. The problem with keeping it safe, guys, as will be the case, by the way, coming this January 26th, is that it leaves the door wide open for lowball appraisals or appraisers that have their values cut to the lowest possible comps in the neighborhood, which, by the way, can come in part from values set by neighborhoods that are actually less desirable. Meaning?
Fannie and Freddie CU software, which they believe keeps them safe, could cost your clients more money through a longer appraisal process to justify these 20 or so safer comps, derail your transactions by cutting appraisals, and maybe most of all, lead to low-ball appraisals that will see our slow market appreciation turn into a no appreciation market.
And as we keep pounding here, guys, most importantly, this little sucker's gonna be here in about 4 weeks. So plan accordingly and make sure, lenders, that you let your realtors know what's going on before it becomes a problem. And realtors, as always, do the same with your clients, because a problem identified before it makes itself known always stings a little bit less than finding out after these little suckers occur.
This is a big one for the real estate agents to let their sellers know right here, right now. Lenders, get this video off to your real estate partners immediately. Have a discussion with them, because this can be a real stickler for the industry coming out.
Oh, it's going to. If now you have to look at 20 comps on every single property.
Ridiculous.
It could just put the brakes on these transactions.
It's like they have absolutely zero faith in the appraisal community, even though they've been completely revamped and completely changed to their standards, to what they've wanted this whole time. It's ridiculous.
It really makes you think, if you don't trust the appraisers, why even have them anymore?
I swear to goodness.
If you're just gonna undermine them at every single turn, just get rid of them completely.
Well, let us know your thoughts down below. As always, this is a good one to share, guys, and keep in mind. So, and subscribe if you're in your upper right-hand corner. Check out Remen Wholesale for a great price, and we'll catch you tomorrow here at the National Real Estate Post.
And of course, by the way, we don't think get rid of all the appraisers. We think leave these guys alone. They're doing a great job.
That's right. That's what we think. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.